Hello, dicks. Today's return guest, Roach, can be found on the Twitter at RochoLDiablo or at the Instagram at James L. Roach. Don't forget to check out JP's band Dinosaur Dick on April 1st at Cinema Bar in Culver City with House of Rabbits, La 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 Bird Time, and Yeah Buddy. Want to know more podcasting things? Go to thissongfuckingsucks.com for all things This Song Fucking Sucks. iTunes, rate and review. Tell a friend. Hashtag tripod, TRYPOD. Once there was this girl who wouldn't go and change with the girls in the change room. But when they finally made her, they saw birthmarks all over her body. She couldn't quite explain it. They'd always just been there. Today we listen to by the Crash Test Dummies, and this song fucking sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for everybody's wacky, zany, intellectual, and forthcoming conversations about music that is terribly bad, awful. That show that everyone looks forward to every 2 weeks. This song fucking sucks.
The podcast where we listen to a song deemed questionable, objectionable, and generally unlistenable, and try to answer the question, why? What's going on, JP?
Good morning. How are you? Yeah.
I am all right. You are looking well this fine afternoon.
Really, I like bushy.
I like bushy.
I have syrup in all over my mustache. Syrup, which actually perfect for this podcast today.
It is?
Syrup. Oh, yeah.
Syrup.
Did you know that the band is Canadian?
Oh, yeah, the band is Canadian. We'll get into that in a moment, but first let's introduce our guest. A good welcome back to the one, the only, the Roach. What's going on, Roach?
Man, I'm stoked to be back. I just want to come and defend my This Song Fucking Sucks World Heavyweight title because I don't know if you guys remember this, but I came on the last time and I endorsed Sturgill Simpson, who went on to win a Grammy. So
yes.
You're welcome. You got the This Song Fucking Sucks bump, which was clearly enough to push you over the edge. So I'm pumped to be back again, man.
I didn't get a fucking Grammy.
Yeah, but Sturgill did.
He's not Sharon.
What he's saying is Roach's endorsement through our podcast gave Sturgill that bump that he needed.
Yeah.
Without all of us.
I'm sure we had everything to do with it.
Yeah.
More importantly, you did.
I'm taking credit for it.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
I do too.
Now I wonder who, pray tell, will be next. All right, so today's song is by the Crash Test Dummies. Y'all remember this from 1993.
Wait, just say the words, dude.
Oh,
come on, just say the words, man. Take your dick out of your mouth and say the name of the song.
Man, if I could get my dick in my mouth, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So this is, where do we start with this pile of shit?
Let's let Roach start.
So Roach, what made you say, this is the one?
You know, it called to me again. I just JP shot me a list of songs and it stood out, and I was like, yeah, no, I remember that song. Unfortunately, I remember the structure of the song, and I went and looked up the lyrics and was like, holy shit, this doesn't make any sense at all. Like, there's no narrative here, and I was like, fuck it, let's do it, man.
Yeah, this song just doesn't make sense.
I don't think it's supposed to.
I don't think so either.
That would make so much more sense if it wasn't supposed to.
Okay, I feel like, you know the song, Things That Make You Go, right? Remember that song?
I do.
I feel like this is an extension of that song in the sense of, I think that what he's doing, he's saying, hey, this shit happens, does that make you go, and that shit happens, and it makes you go, As stupid as that is, I really feel like that's what he's doing.
It's so dismissive, you know, just like,
No, I don't think it's like, I think it's,
Yeah, with like a question mark on the end. Not so much a period of
see? Yeah, that shit
but still,
happened.
it sounds like, if you're thinking of it that way, it sounds like going, So what's for lunch?
Yeah, okay, yeah, and well, in that sense, yeah, totally.
Still dismissive. Okay.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, they're like very casual in this, like, trying to drum up some sort of deeper meaning in the lyrics, but like there's no substance there. But it's like, here's a little anecdote that kind of wraps in with some cookie cutter, squared off attempt at a song structure, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, and let's move on to the next thought.
Well, I honestly musically like this song. The music itself says way more than the lyrics say.
This is true.
Because the music has all of these open chords, and they're like using what is it?
Serial.
Yeah, so there's that piano line that goes through, and it gives it this sort of depth in the music. And there's these little things that they're doing in there that musically are very cool. And there's like all these tensions and open-ended open chords and stuff. And like, this is pretty fucking cool.
There are some interesting things. It's mostly in the piano too.
It's mostly in the piano.
There's some interesting chords in there. The last little melodic thing of the verse is a kind of weird Lydian-y kind of vibe or whatever. But it also lies there like a dead flounder. It's like it's got, it's got a few interesting harmonic choices, but there's no build-up. There's no, like, nothing goes anywhere. Just kind of like kissing your sister.
I always enjoyed doing that when I was a kid.
I never met your sister, so I don't know if I'd want to kiss her, but...
His name is Jake.
Tell me more.
Yes, but anyway, the music itself lends itself to sounding more introspective. I mean, it has sort of a quality like a film score to it in a way, in that sense where it certainly evokes an emotion out of you, yet lyrically it doesn't do any of that whatsoever in any way, shape, or form.
It undoes that. That's the problem.
Undoes that. Yeah.
That's the problem. It's like embarrassing to go, there's cool musical things in here because everything else about it is so freaking stupid. Okay. First of all, a couple of questions come to mind when I first hear this. First one is, who signed these assholes? Right? Who
Columbia.
went,
Columbia.
These guys need a fucking record deal. Second of all, who
Arista.
said...
It was Arista. That's what it was, not Columbia.
Oh, yeah.
Arista.
It's an Arista that's Clive Davis, right?
I think it is, yes.
Thanks,
I
Clive.
believe so. I'm not going to lie, okay, I got to make a confession.
Uh-oh.
I owned this record when I was a kid.
Oh, this is going to answer some great questions. This is gonna get to my bottom question. Okay, so who signed them? So I guess the answer is ultimately Clive Davis. And then who let them put this song out?
Yeah.
Who said, yeah, let's put, and more than that, this should be your single.
Yeah.
And then the third question, which you just answered for me, is who bought this thing? And the answer is JP.
Yes. I mean, I was young, but I was trying to figure out today when I was analyzing the song, why did I buy this record? Because do I like this guy's voice? No, and I'm a singer. What was it about this song that made me go, that I want to hear more of that? One of them was the BMG or Columbia thing.
Yep.
It was one of those free things in there for sure. But the other part of it was was the fact it was the music itself had that quality of that open tension chord stuff and the constant structure and the Lydian stuff, and that sounded neat to me, and it sounded different. And for me at that time, I just wanted to hear something that sounded different. And I listened to this record like beginning to end many, many times.
Yeah, what's the rest of it like?
He actually isn't a bad lyricist, which is what's kind of unfortunate about this particular song being their single, is because he actually has some neat lyrics in some of the other songs, but it's sort of weird artsy stuff. I don't know how to describe. It's like it's got this acoustic-y sort of thing, and I think musically I thought it was kind of interesting. Now, I don't know if I went back and listened to it now, if I would have the same feeling.
Sure.
I have no idea. But now, after listening to this today, I'm like, I should go back and listen to this and see if my feelings were correct. Now I can certainly see how jarringly stupid this is.
Jarringly. Yeah, and this was definitely a BMG Columbia House thing. I definitely was thinking that had a lot to do with their sales. Because I remember seeing this album cover all over their things. They were pushing it hard. They must have gotten a really good deal. By the way, the album cover, a remake of Titian's Starting to Sound Smart and Failing. The cover art superimposes the band members' faces over the figures of Titian's painting Bacchus and Ariadne.
There it is.
They look so stupid.
Yeah.
God, this guy's voice is so annoying.
It's so weird. It sounds like a
It's
frog.
very weird.
It's a croaking. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. And he also had some of the 90s-ness, some of the our thing, but then also he had the low thing. I remember when I first heard this was when they were on Saturday Night Live. So first of all, how the fuck did they get that gig?
Well, they fucking won awards for this shit.
They won some Junos and stuff. They got nominated for Grammys, but they didn't win any.
Well, they were number 1 in Australia, number 1 in Germany,
U.S.
Norway,
modern
Sweden.
rock chart.
I mean, that's fucking insane.
And they're like 5 on the Hot 100.
But I think it's because at that time, and I remember, like I just said, I was always looking for something that sounded different. So I think there was a movement of listeners, and Nirvana like set it free. That's different. I want to hear more different shit. I want to hear different shit. I honestly think that.
There was a lot of that though in like that post Nirvana like vacuum. If it sounded remotely like kind of grungy or different in any sort of way, people fucking clung to it like a life raft on the Titanic, and it didn't matter like what it said as long as it was like if there was any chance that it would piss your parents off. Like people were like, "Oh yeah, I'll check that out. I'll buy their shirt."
I feel like this wouldn't piss your parents off. It would just make them mildly irritated.
Yeah. This is definitely the entry level of like, we're looking for something different, but this isn't it.
I feel like this is more for like college people who are already really boring. Mm-hmm. People are looking for something that's just not adult contempo yet, but will be.
Right.
You know?
I totally hear that in the music now. When I listen to it now, it sounds almost adult contemporary. Maybe if it was a woman singing, then maybe this would be an adult contemporary song.
Yeah. Totally would have been like Paula Cole.
Yeah.
Tiger Lily. All that baloney.
It's right there. I mean, it's right on in that area.
Except he has that cartoonish voice. He sounds like the guy who's in all the Disney stuff, who did like the VO for the Grinch.
Oh, Boris Karloff?
Oh no, not the VO. The guy who sang on it. He was the guy who sings on it. He's a different guy.
Mr. Grinch.
That guy. And he's in a lot of Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like that guy.
Only not as good.
Oh no. No. If that guy tried to be Eddie Vedder, that's who he'd be.
Yeah,
so,
it's a very interesting voice. It's interesting that it works. I mean, or does it? Does it work? I don't even know.
No. I think a lot of people listened to it because it was stupid, and people went, "This is so stupid. I need to hear more."
But could that really make it be the number 1 song in modern rock track?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, sure. I think it was like not so much a pity listen, but more of a hate fuck.
I don't know. For me, I feel like I have a pass because I was too young to understand that it was stupid.
Right.
I cannot imagine that most of the people that were buying this were my age at the time. You know, I feel like there had to have been older people buying this.
Just because you're older doesn't mean you're not you don't know that it's stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a lot of like casual listeners who are like, "This is on the radio. Take my money." And then also a lot of people who just didn't send the card back to Columbia House and like, "Fine."
That's a good point. Yeah, it could be that because that does record sales.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of those.
But it also could be, you know, trying to be contemporaries with a song like, when did Beck's Loser come out?
Probably about then, 93 is this song. This song's 93. I feel like Loser should be pretty close.
Because I almost feel like, you know, you get that song, but that song doesn't mean anything at all. That song doesn't mean anything. But the way that Beck does it is really kind of fun and cool and sort of interesting.
Yeah. You know, Beck's approach is more of this avant-garde kind of vibe. It's very clear that he's stringing together images.
Like a fruit bowl. A word fruit bowl.
A word fruit bowl. And this is like, here's a story that you won't give a shit about. And that will not pay off. Nothing pays off. There is no payoff.
That's the thing. I keep waiting for this. Like, every time I listen to the song, I just, like, I go with the same, I guess we'll call it youthful exuberance that JP got when he bought the record when he was still a young lad. And
he will never live down.
And I'm hoping that there's like a fourth verse to it that just like ties it all together in a nice, neat bow. But there's not. It just kind of pitters off into the fucking cosmos.
They get you to the bridge and it goes, ah.
Yeah.
So it goes from to ah.
Oh, does he?
Oh, yeah, the bridge is ah. There's no payoff. You're right.
Well, there's also but both girl and boy were glad because one kid had it worse than that. That's in the bridge, too, right?
It's sort of like an interluding thing to the next story.
Which
That's going to make you go,
is another non-fucking sequitur story about nothing, really.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me go, It makes me go, why am I listening to this bullshit? Fucking turn this shit off. How did these assholes get on SNL? Fuck, man. That's such bullshit.
It was the time.
Well, there is that whole concept of that point 93 or whatever, the mad dash to get anything. It's just like,
yes,
grunge is big. Just get something. Just sign everybody. Sign everybody. We've got too much money.
I think so too. Well, they're trying to capitalize on that.
Yeah, and there are just so many one-hit wonders born out of that who ultimately ended up destitute a year later.
I'm looking here on the wiki and it says, this song was number 15 on VH1's 50 Most Awesomely Bad Songs Ever. Mm-hmm. It was named by Rolling Stone as the 15th most annoying song and ranked at number 31, both on Blender's list of 50 worst songs ever, contrasting VH1 named as the 31st greatest one-hit wonder of the 1990s in 2011.
I don't know about greatest. It's like, I think the idea about greatest means that, like, oh, it was really a good song and they were good at it.
Successful.
They just were one.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back to lyrics. So here's a song about a weird kid. And we don't know why. There are weird kids. That's all. Like, okay, so then what?
No, there's a kid who got into an accident and his hair turned white.
And?
Well, it's because it's from when the cars smashed into each other. It was hard.
And it's like there's no stakes. There's no stakes. There's no like, oh, I care about this kid because... And the way he organizes it, too. He sounds like the kid on the schoolyard who's a compulsive liar. Once there was this kid, he got into an accident and his hair turned white, and he said it was because the car smashed hard. And his parents are like, yeah, whatever. Get me another beer. No consequence whatsoever. It's a completely pointless story.
This song reminds me of, I worked with this, there was a manager at this place I worked at one time, and he would habitually come in with like, these stories that went nowhere, and they'd be like 20 minutes long, and he'd be like, yeah, man, so like the other day I went and I did this thing, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, man, you just wasted 20 minutes of my life, I'd like to get that back. And one day he came in and he starts telling this story, and I just give him the look like, dude, where are you going with this? And he's just rambling on again, and then he goes, and then I found $20, and I go, whoa, wait, what? He goes, see, if you just put, and I found $20 at the end of a pointless story, then people care. So like the 12th line in this song should just be like, and then that kid found $20.
That would have been awesome.
That would have helped.
You know what? It would be awesome if I found $20 at the end of the song.
It would make it worth it.
It would make it worth it. And apparently there is an alternative version, sometimes performed at live concerts, which replaced the third verse with one concerning a boy whose mother disposed of his tonsils after a tonsillectomy, thus depriving him of the possibility of bringing them to show and tell. So that's some weird shit.
Man, I'd love to hear that.
What the fuck is going on?
Well, I mean, we all knew that one weird kid who always wanted to bring like his
Body
rock
parts?
collection to show and tell. Maybe this is the same guy.
We all knew that one kid who wanted to bring his self-severed body parts to school.
Here's a jar with my miscarried brother in it.
My grandmother's trach ring.
My grandma's trach ring. She doesn't use it anymore because she's dead.
This is my dad's bladder stones.
And he grew up to become Brad Roberts, the singer of Crash Test Dummies.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. Why am I invested? I'm not invested. There's no investment. This is Roach's boss who tells a story that doesn't go anywhere.
Well, that's become so glaringly obvious, too, in the second verse, when he's talking about this girl who didn't want to get naked in front of her peers because she had birthmarks on her body, but she couldn't quite explain it. They'd always just been there.
Because what the fuck else is a birthmark?
Yeah.
Like, that's the most fucking duh 3 lines of a song I've ever heard in my life.
I know. If she just said, like, oh, I have vitiligo, and that's the last line, I would find that more compelling. I would find that more satisfying. I've got the Michael Jackson disease. And then the kids would go, oh. And furthermore, here's the other thing about that one. Who is making her take her clothes off? Why don't we explore the molesty sexual impropriety of that verse?
Yeah, when they finally made her.
They made her take her clothes off. What fucking school is this?
Who is they?
What are these kids doing? Is it the kids? Is it the teacher? Like, there should be a lawsuit about that. This isn't good. It's a much deeper issue than, oh, she's got some birthmarks.
There's definitely some statching in this song.
Inappropriate, dude.
It's a very, very subtle statch.
Not good. Not good. How does that not enter into it?
Yeah, I know, I agree.
Way too molesty, man.
I would totally hump a girl with birthmarks all over her body. And by girl, I mean over the age of 18, but...
Clearly.
Right.
And I would definitely make her take her clothes off.
And you take pictures.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Make sure to share. I don't care. I don't care about any of these people.
Okay.
So third verse, right? Parents made him go directly home after school. That setup has nothing to do with anything.
No, you're right.
Who cares if he had to go home after school? Oh, what dicks? They made him come home.
I think it's loosely supposed to say that they're strict religious parents.
I know, yeah. They're supposed to be kind of like Pentecostal, but you don't know from that line. It just sounds like maybe they're like, you should come home after school because we're going to make you dinner or some shit. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It has nothing to do with it. Anyway, but yes, what's your but?
I know, they could have, because the next line is, and then they went to their church. And when they went to their church...
They shook and lurched all over the church floor.
Lurched, too, is a really weird word to use in any song. And the way he sings it makes it sound even weirder. Jug and lurched all over the lurched all
makes me think of the Addams Family.
Yeah.
And that line, it's so sloppy because it makes it sound like when I first heard this, I didn't even figure out that, oh, that's everybody. Everyone's doing that whole getting the spirit and kind of stuff. I just thought they went to a regular church and just his parents are like having seizures or something. It's like,
I didn't get it until I got older. Because I used to listen to this song like 4 times a day, every day, all through, always. I'm just kidding, it's not true.
It was like 5 times. It was way more than that.
What's the thing where you have seizures?
Epilepsy.
Yeah. Are his parents epileptic? Is that what he's trying to get? That's what I'm trying to
come. Thank you for reminding me. Whole tone scales. Thank you.
Whole tone scales.
Okay, yes. You got epilepsy, I got whole tone scales. Finally, I knew it would come back to me eventually.
Maybe the whole tone scale made their epilepsy kick in.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last line, they'd always just gone there. When he's saying there, I also at first thought that there referred to shaking and lurching.
So did I.
Yeah, they've always just gone, they just shoot right for seizures. That's when in doubt, they seize.
Fucking. I can't understand. Sir, here's your credit card.
The way the lyrics are structured, he doesn't make it clear that the church is the source of their shaking and lurching. I thought that they're epileptic and they're just at a regular church and they just shoot right for epilepsy. This doesn't make sense, man.
No.
This is a case where The story isn't just stupid. He's doing a shitty job to tell his stupid story. This is like the way 5-year-olds tell stories.
Yes.
You know? You're like, wait, when you say he, are you talking about that guy, or are you talking about the other guy?
And then...
And then...
And then... Every sentence goes up at the end.
This guy doesn't understand social cues. I bet you this guy's autistic.
It sounds like he very well could be. I kind of feel like there's a bit of this, too, where the idea of da by the police, which actually lyrically makes sense, even though those are nonsense words. Lyrically, it makes sense with the song itself.
Right.
And
it's very purposeful.
Da sings far, far better than could ever possibly sing ever. So I don't know if this is a nod to that or not, but in my opinion...
I was just thinking maybe this started off as like a Campbell's soup commercial, but it was too long for a jingle and the music was a little too depressing, so you just threw some extra words in there.
Yeah.
We should recut a commercial with this song.
Just somebody not enjoying soup at all, just like,
Oh, that could work.
Get Campbell's on the horn, cut the check.
I'm sure they probably tried to do product placement or use this for products.
Oh, definitely.
How can we get into some kind of a commercial or something? Is that how they say it when they're pitching it too? They go into the meeting like, all right, guys, we got this song. It's called
Yeah, how did DJ say it? That was the Crash Test Dummies with
Yeah. Or was that just a joke on everybody? Maybe these guys are just fucking with everybody.
Ultimate trolls.
Could be. He has the voice of a troll.
And I'm sure he lives under a bridge now.
Oh my God.
Hey, JP.
Yes, sir. How are ya?
I'm well. Did you know that all this month we're asking you to tell a friend about a podcast I love? You meaning the listener, not you. Well, you could do it too. I don't know. Whatever.
You know, as a matter of fact, I did know that. And so what I think we want to have people do is right now, you think of a friend, your mom, your dad, anyone that you like or don't like, your sister, the guy she's fucking, the guy you're fucking, and the guy that he's fucking, whatever.
Tell us what you recommended. For example, I recommended Fear-Based Life to my mom. I recommended My Favorite Murder to my little cousin. I recommended Guys We Fucked to my grandma. Tell them about it in real life or on social media. And if they don't know about podcasts, you show them how. Like your grandma, you go here, you go to the fucking app and you hit the thing and then you look it up. It's really not very hard. I don't understand what you don't get about it. And then you get impatient and you punch them in the face.
Yeah, that's one thing you could do for sure. Or you could tell us what you recommend by using the hashtag tripod. That's T as in Tony, R as in ridiculous, Y as in why the fuck are we talking about this shit? Pod. Tripod. T-R-Y pod.
What's the matter? You can't spell tripod?
Yeah, you can't fucking figure it out? Anyway, we want to say thank you to all you listeners for listening to us, and thank you all for spreading the word. And now get fucked.
So there's a few really good YouTube comments on this that I love. So the first one, literally only found this because I was looking for videos of crash tests for a physics AP course by Mama YP. That's pretty good.
That's fucking hilarious.
John Galt says, wow, something about this song is so incredibly Canadian. Listening to this, I feel like I should be driving a Zamboni to a curling championship in Winnipeg while sharing Timbits with my moose.
All while wearing a toque.
A toque. 2012 End of an Error says, first time I heard this, I was convinced it was a movement to include the special needs community into mainstream music.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
3 years ago, Mr. All Required Fields wrote, I'm just now realizing how terrible these lyrics are.
Just now.
Just now.
Oh my goodness. This is funny. Mudassar Nawaz says, How money has destroyed the art of music. Music like this was from an industry which used to be free. Oh, sir, how horribly mistaken you are. No.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this guy completely missed the boat. There is no point at which the music industry was not driven solely by money.
Wow, that's just
A little naive. This is no exception. This is the industry that was grabbing at straws to find, does this sound loosely like Pearl Jam? Good enough.
Yeah. That's how the 7 Mary 3 came to be.
Yes, sir.
Too rich or too poor, she's wanting me less and I want more. No, yeah.
They should do a duet.
I have become so home.
What a pile of garbage.
Oh, Doug Grossman, this song is very powerful. I felt the morose tone of this song. It's amazing when a song can induce a very strong emotion in someone.
Yes, this song induces a very strong emotion in me, and it's pure fucking hatred.
This song definitely triggers my gag reflex. So let's try and figure out, what have we learned today, children?
I learned that Canadians are fucking weird.
That is true. That's one.
They are super weird. I do want to say, like, around this time, like, I was just way too into Canadian things in general. I watched a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
I was pronouncing about wrong. But no, there's, like, Matthew Goodband, who I'm never going to go back and listen to find out if he sucks or not. And, like, the Tea Party were, like, two big bands that I listened to around this time as well. And they really...
The Tea Party.
Yeah, they really have some songs about, like, just nothing and weird shit, too.
I remember one friend who listened to them who went, you should listen to this. And it was just that, it must have been you.
Yeah. It was me from the future that was like, hey, check out this weird band. No, like, and I went back and listened to some of their stuff a couple of years ago, and I'm like, what did I get out of this? And it's kind of the same thing where, like, you can just gloss over some really bad shit in songs just with, like, the fog of youth. It's that shit that people do when they're like, oh man, music in the 70s was so much better than this garbage today. It's like, no, you just remember, like, Led Zeppelin, and you get that as the, like, one of the greatest winners of all time. But there was just a lot of bad music then too.
Yeah, you forgot Donnie and Marie and how many Manavani records were out there.
Yeah,
that's true.
I learned that this guy is most likely a special needs fella. So I should stop making fun of him, but I won't.
Also, I wanted to bring up that Weird Al has covered this song.
Right.
And that's actually how Roach found out about it.
Yeah.
So, and we listened to the Weird Al song today.
It was one of his polka medleys, right?
No, this was pretty much just a straight-up cover of this song.
Yeah, he did. It's reworked as headline news, and it covers, like, all of the big 90s headlines, like Lorena Bobbitt and the Nancy Kerrigan.
Nancy Kerrigan.
Timely.
Yeah.
We gotta come up with some hashtags here.
How about hashtag special needs song?
Special needs song? Hashtag croaksinger. Hashtag SyourownD. SyourownD. All right, got them. I got all three. All right. Do you want to do some lyrical rewrites?
Yes. And let's rewrite this motherfucker.
Okay.
Well done.
Who's going to go first?
You are.
Once there was this dude who got his penis stuck inside a beehive filled with dog poo. When the queen saw him squirt, she used her stinger to make up Prince Albert. He said it hurt him real bad, and Dookie makes him so hard.
That is so uncomfortable. just hearing that, man. It's really good, but it's like you give me shit about SyourownD, and then you've got fucking bee stings on your cock. That is not cool,
Why
man.
you fuck a beehive full of dog shit?
Yeah. So note to self: important lesson to learn from this episode.
Don't get inside
Don't
JP's
fuck
mind.
a beehive full of dog shit.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got?
Well, I much like the people that actually wrote this song, don't have anything written down. Because I realize there's a structure, albeit shaky at best, to these three verses. If you just have like an innocuous introduction, like, oh, once there was this girl who was standing in line for the new club. And then if you just wrap it up in the same thing, you can put whatever the fuck you want in the middle. You can put like your grocery list. It's like, oh, she's standing in line for the club, thought about how, she needed honey and bread and milk and eggs. And then she hated standing in line so hard.
That's all you need.
That's it. Good job.
That's the structure of the fucking song.
Yeah. That's all it really is. Okay.
Good one.
So, I wrote my lyrics about the song itself. So once there was this guy who had a stupid voice and made us listen to his song, and when some people heard it, they went and shelled out some money. They couldn't quite explain it. The song was fucking stupid.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
it.
It pretty much sums it all up.
Yeah, put a nice neat bow on the whole thing.
See, this would be great. We could take our lyric rewrites, put them together, and we have the song.
We have the song.
And
No one would fucking know this at all either.
Nobody would know.
They're just like, oh, yeah.
we're going to do that.
Love
We're going
that
to take
song. That's a good idea.
I know, I'm full of great ideas.
I can sing it.
Yes, you can.
Whoa.
You've got it covered, man.
Oh,
So, hey!
hey!
Let's take it over to this song fucking jams.
Colon!
A pleasant alternative. Where we talk about songs that aren't this steaming pile of shit. JP, what you been jamming on lately?
Okay. Well, I recently listened to this again at the gym, and I have never really known much about this project. But I figured it out.
Nice.
It's a band called the Harp Machine. The Harp Machine. And
What machine?
The HAARP Machine. The Harp Machine.
Oh.
Which actually, now that you mention it, what a harp machine is it's a high-frequency active oral research program.
Oh.
Was an ionospheric research program jointly funded by the U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Navy, and the University of Alaska, and the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, blah, 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 yeah, blah, blah. So that's what it was. But the band named themselves after it, and what it was, they wrote, well, I didn't know this, but they only have one album, and it came out in 2012. The album is called Disclosure, and the song is called either Pleiadian keys or Pleiadian keys. I'm not exactly sure how this word is pronounced, but it's like progressive tech metal stuff. But what's cool about it is that there's like some cool instruments in there, like a koto and sitar and guitar in with it. So it has sort of an Eastern feel, and some of the melodies are, they're not Western sounding melodies. That the singer, the vocalist actually sings and does death metal stuff too. But what's cool about it is that unlike other bands with these kinds of bands as singers, this guy actually, I don't know, his melodies make sense and they work with the song. And it's not like some guy just trying to show off acrobatics because he has a voice when he sings. So his melodies are actually sung very singerly, which makes the song have a better composition, in my opinion, and better flow, and feel more like a song, even though the instrumentation and everything around it is going at 7,000 miles an hour. Yes, there is some vocal tuning on the voice here and there, which probably wasn't really all that necessary, but what it sounds like, the guy has a pretty strong voice. I just think it's one of those things that kind of came out of nowhere. I stumbled upon it at one point. I guess it was back in 2012. And I listen to it sometimes at the gym, and I hadn't heard it in a long time, so I put it back on my phone, and I listened to it, and I was like, God damn, this fucking album. It's just a super cool album, but that song in particular just has, I don't know, there's just so much cool shit going on in the arrangement, in the instrumentation. There's just cool keyboard and synth parts in it, or they might even not even be synth parts, they might be actually real instruments for all I know, because of the Eastern influence of the instruments themselves. But yeah, it's I guess the band isn't a band anymore, but they're not officially broken up. Because I've been kind of, I don't know. The drummer went to the band The Faceless. The singer went to the band Intervals. But they're from London, England. And I guess they sort of working.
Intervals.
They started working with Dan Ford, who's in the band Sixth. So I didn't even realize that they actually had a tie to people that I've worked with in the past too. Pin,
really?
This guy Graham Pin, he was in Sixth as well. I was doing a project with him and Thomas Lang for a little while, and I've never met Dan Ford, but I didn't even realize he was part of this particular generation of this project or whatever. But yeah, anyway,
interesting.
The band is called The Hap Machine, and the record is called Disclosure. The song is called Pleiadian Keys, and it's fucking the song's. If you like tech stuff, and I guess I don't like Periphery, but for those who like Periphery, they'll probably like this.
Mm-hmm.
The singer of Periphery is a giant poser, and I can't stand listening to him. I can't stand watching him. The band is ruined because of that fucking phony. But
they're all right.
Peripheries, yeah, and they're all okay. Singer's
I'm not like in love with them.
Singer's a big tool.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Have you met him or something? Or you just from seeing him
I've
around?
just watched him play a bunch of times because I like this kind of music, and I'm like, get off the stage, you fucking phony! You're not cool!
Yeah. Yeah, they fall into that category of bands where I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just try too hard. And they took the Axe Effects thing and took it to that.
Yep.
Just like, dude, just come up with your own sound, man. Just come up with your own sound.
Is Periphery Misha Mansour?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he's nice. I met him through Shane. He's a nice dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
He's like right behind Tosin on guys that gent people jerk off about.
Yes, exactly. Guys that gent guys jerk off about.
Yep. There's your hashtag. Alrighty. So, Roach, what are you jerking off about?
Man, so I gotta stay true to thyself, and I'm gonna talk about another country guy, but this guy's like pseudo country in that he isn't really doing it for real. It's this guy. He goes by the stage name Willer Walker Jr. He put a record out in February called Redneck Shit. And,
I think you've told me about this guy.
Probably. I've been really high on him lately. But it's this guy, Ben Hoffman. He had the Ben Show on Comedy Central, which if you didn't see it, you probably didn't, never will. It's disappeared from history. But he's...
Wait, what was it called again?
The Ben Show. It ran for like 8 episodes on Comedy Central, like probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't catch it.
But the dude's like, he's really fucking out there. And he somehow weaseled his way into a record deal with 30 Tigers, which is a pretty big up-and-coming thing in Nashville right now. And it's like this really polished sounding, like probably like 80s, 90s country kind of music to it. He like kind of does some Everly Brothers stuff, like goes through all of the the meat and potatoes of the pop country catalog from back in the day. And the guys that he has playing on this record are just, they come in and fucking nail it. There's a dude that plays pedal steel on it that's on every song and sounds like every different band. Like, he just fucking awesome session guys on all this stuff. But all of the lyrics are like, he listened to that David Allan Coe X-rated record and went, yeah, let's do that again. So they're all about like all this off-the-wall shit. Like, Redneck Shit is going on about like banging his cousins and hooking up with his girlfriend's dad and like all kinds of just weird off-the-wall shit.
I'm into that. No, I mean like not the shit he's doing, but like the idea.
Right, obviously. I mean, we got to keep it clear here.
Maybe some of the shit he's doing.
Yeah, maybe. But no, there's like all the songs on them are catchy and they're just ridiculously off the wall hilarious. Like even if you don't like country music, I think everybody just for like the content of the songs should listen to them at least once, just to be like, holy shit, somebody let him, like he wrote those songs, somebody recorded them, and then put them out and like paid money to release this thing. Like just for that value alone, I feel like everybody should listen to the record at least once. And that's what I've been jamming to pretty hard lately.
Is there one song in particular is called Redneck Shit?
Yeah, there's the title track, Redneck Shit. Fuck You Bitch is probably the best breakup song of all time.
I actually I have heard about this. It wasn't from you. It was over Christmas break where I was visiting friends in San Luis Obispo area. They always listen to country music when I'm there, and I'm like, oh my god, can we listen to something else, please? I'm like, well, have you heard about this song, Wheeler Walker Jr.? Blah blah. He talks about the stuff, you might like it, and so, but because it was like in the middle of a party, I couldn't really understand what he was saying. But it's like the attention to detail of the music itself nailed it. They nailed it musically. Like it's spot on. If you weren't paying attention to what he's saying, it sounds like it's genuine. It's real. There's a comedy spin to it, I guess, but it's still it doesn't sound like comedy music, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like they put a lot, like he has a because he's on kind of a bigger record label group. Spotify's gone through with like Dierks Bentley and all these other jerk offs and made them do like, yeah, what was your motivation for this song? And they're like, sure. Well, man, I was just Bud Light and Jesus, and but Wheeler Walker got roped into this, and it's on Spotify as a companion to the record, and he's like, man, I don't really like, really, this is what I'm doing right now, and he's just like,
I want to listen.
Takes it over the top, and he's like, yeah, man, I was listening to that Dierks Bentley one. Why the fuck would anybody want to listen to that? But he's talking about there's a song where it's like it sounds like an Oak Ridge Boys song, like just old school 80s thing, and he said he wrote it and he goes in and he's like, I kind of want to do the Oak Ridge Boys thing. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off because they had such a unique sound. And it turns out that Dave Cobb, who was the producer on it, worked a lot with the Oak Ridge Boys. He's like, you want to do the Oak Ridge Boys? We'll fucking do the Oak Ridge Boys. And it's just a ridiculous song, but if you're not listening to it like you said, you're just like, oh yeah, cool, it's another nondescript 80s country song.
That's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like modern country, it sounds like country music. And if you're not paying attention to the words, all of a sudden you'll be like, wait, what the fuck did he just say? Yeah. Which is kind of cool. Like they nailed it. What are you listening to?
I recently saw this the James Corden thing. He does the carpool karaoke baloney. He recently did one with Bruno Mars. And they went through like all his hits and stuff. And, it's okay, I know these songs, who cares? But the last song they do is off the new record, the 24 Karat Magic, and it's, I think it's like the second or third song or whatever. And it's called Perm. And this song is so cool. It's,
I think 24 Karat Magic is a cool song.
It is a very cool song.
That song is fucking funky as fuck.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's awesome.
Yeah.
But this one it's his James Brown inspiration. So it's got a lot of the James Brown isms. The guitar lines are of that style. It's got some horns and shit in it. It's meant to kind of evoke that. He does a lot of and stuff like that. But it still kind of sounds like him. It doesn't sound like a James Brown song. But it's in the style that he kind of does in Uptown Funk. Way cooler, though. Way cooler. It's so badass. It just has that, it's pseudo rap, but not, and just every line is so cool and clever, and it's got that swagger. And I just love, it's like, that it doesn't feel like cocky, like, fuck this guy, who does he think it is? It feels like, oh yeah, he's that cool. You know what I mean? And it's like just in your face. I just love what it does lyrically. It's exciting. It's just been my fucking jams. I've been listening to it like 10 times a day for weeks.
Perm.
It's perm. Throw some perm on that attitude.
I've actually been meaning to get that record anyway. I think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I listened through some of it. Those two songs are definitely cool. I feel like a lot of his, like, when he starts getting into ballads, I'm kind of, like, snoozed out.
Oh, does he do? I didn't even know he does ballads, so.
Yeah, I'm not in love with his ballads. They get, like, really kind of just schmaltz R&B.
Yeah.
I don't like those as
Ooh,
much.
But, like, are they, like, you know, like I Believe I Can Fly sort of ways? Because I like that.
I love that, but not quite as interesting to me as that.
I'll have to check it.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, that 24 Karat Gold song, whatever the fuck it is called.
Yeah, that song's badass.
That's a fucking jam right there. So I'll check this out too.
I think Perm is even cooler to me.
Okay.
It is a fucking jam.
That part.
Get on that shit. Perm, motherfucker. All right, so what else are we doing? Hey, Roach, what's it? Insta Twitter book?
Yeah, I have some of those things. Fucking Rocho El Diablo on the Twitter. The Instagram, James L. Roach. My Instagram's just fucking pictures and nothing and food. So
Yeah.
I love both of those things.
a lot of self-improvement jerking off going on in there lately.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
No motivational posters yet, but soon, I hope. I want to get to
Okay.
that level, but I'm not there yet.
Motivational jerking off.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at, bro.
SyourownD, bro.
How pulling on my dick will make me a better human being.
Pulling on my dick.
It'll make me a couple of tablespoons lighter.
It's pretty good. Tablespoons are pretty big, bro.
What can I say? I'm a producer.
He's a fucking squirter.
So, for Roach, JP, Crash Test Dummies, I'm Jeff Callenbach. Don't let the man get you down.